Well, what did we do with that big orange food delivery box? Let's have a look at that. But before that, I would just like to say a very warm thank you to all the subscribers and to the viewers and to those of you who have commented on videos. I thank you so much for your support. Right now we're still busy with some of our winter preparations, and this week, obviously, as I promised, I would show you what we did with that big orange boxer without any more wasting time. Here we go. So that's what we did with the big orange food delivery box. What is it, you ask? Well, I did do a video, I did make a video between Monday and yesterday, and with tech problems, I'm sorry, I'm not even going to go into those details, but I'm hoping to just make one video, warts and all, and post it because I'm sick and tired of tech problems. Anyway, so to answer the question, what on earth is it? It's my Haybox. A Haybox originally was a wicker basket or some kind of vessel stuffed full of straw or hay where you'd put your hot food in that's been got up to a certain temperature and then cooked without any electricity or gas or fuel of any kind in an insulated box, left for the amount of time that it takes to cook whatever it is you've put in the box. Well, today I have used in the past a wicker box, a wicker basket with woolly jumpers and stuff like that, and you have seen me use the sleeping bag rolled up into a pillowcase to do the yogurt, and this is basically the same principle. Right, we had this food basket, the food delivery box, and I covered it with fabric because I do not want a great big advertising thing in my living room of what I'm cooking in. It's not that pretty. So just to make it fit more in the room, I made a box to fit over that box out of an old tablecloth. I cut one long strip to go all the way around plus seam allowance, and then I cut 2 squares for the sides with seam allowance, sewed them all together, and then I've pinned the box that I made to the food box with safety pins because that's what I had, and because it's not practical to try and sew through this box. It really isn't. And again, I could take this off and somebody could use that box again if they really needed to or wanted to for what it was meant for. But for us, it'll make a cool hay box, so to speak. And what I've done for the inside to make it usable is scatter cushions. Okay, I'm just going to leave this camera and work on the floor from here. All right, scatter cushions. Hang on, this is really a problem. I'll force them in like that. Actually, I'm going to put that one that side. Right, now you've got the cushions in. There's 5 scatter cushions. You have a cooking pot with a lid fitting in that drips the liquid back into the pot. It's tight, you can tighten that in. It has handles on the side. You get your food to fill the volume of your cooking pot up to that far from the top, no less, and whatever you put in there has to be covered in liquid. And you get it up to a rolling boil for a minimum of 5 minutes. If you're cooking meat, probably 10 minutes. Put the lid on while it's still extremely hot. Straight from the cooker, you put it in your pot, in a cloth. I use 2 because this one's not that big. And this one will be the bigger one that will tighten it properly. So a really big tea towel or small tablecloth will do, preferably one you're not going to use again because sometimes it might stain. Right, put it in boiling hot. Be very careful. Keep your Haybox where you're going to leave it without moving it, without opening it. Okay, these tea towels are wet because I washed them from using them yesterday. Okay, so you've got your pot in there, and then you've got another cushion on top. Close it. Of course, I wouldn't be turning this around twice when there's liquid in there, because when I'm not filming I can just walk around the box. And there you go, in the box. Leave it for the amount of time that's needed for cooking, whatever it is you're cooking. So you spent 10 minutes at the most preparing and getting your food up to boil to a hot temperature. Get it in your Haybox, and depending on what you're cooking, you leave it for the amount of time you need. And I do have a video of what I've cooked before, as I said, but with all the technical glitches, I am going to have to do you a cooking video another day and show you how I use it. Until then, I hope that knowing how to utilize what you have to make a Haybox of sorts. I mean, you could use a cardboard box and stuff it with a whole bunch of, you could use a pillow in the bottom, use a sleeping bag to wrap around the pot that's been tied up, and another pillow on top in a cardboard box, and that'll do exactly the same job. I mean, I also use a hot water flask, a drinks flask, to cook wheat or rice or something like that in there, by just putting the rinsed grains in the flask, topping it up with boiling water from the kettle, closing it and leaving it for a couple of hours, and then it's cooked. Simple. You just do it in the morning or a couple of hours before you need it, and so you've not used any more electricity or gas than it took to boil the kettle, and that is it. So I hope that showing you how to do this saves you a bit of money in the winter to cook your meals, or any time of the year where you want to save some money on your energy bill. And if you find any value out of this video, do like, subscribe and share, and leave a comment in the comment section below. What kind of things are you doing to help minimize the costs for yourself in the winter, on cooking, on all sorts? And you just share or let me know how you are coping, or how you're planning on prepping to be able to cope with that. Oh, this feels so unscripted, so unplanned and so unprofessional, but I hope you get something out of it anyway. Because I'm filming on my phone, I can't actually flip the camera mid-filming because I don't have time left. I spent an entire day yesterday between with all the editing. It took almost a whole day to edit and then to upload, and then it all just went pear-shaped. The laptop just wouldn't recognize. It said it was an unsupported file, and I cannot undo it. And I had edited a whole hour's video down to 15 minutes, and it took all day in between all the other running around that I had to do. So I can't do it again. So I am just giving you my make do video about a make do Haybox to help us make do with the energy that we have in the winter. And I hope it inspires you to find different ways of doing that. You have seen me use the sleeping bag rolled up into a pillowcase for making yogurt. And this is just another way of using the same principle. Other than that, don't forget, Thursday this week, 29th of September, is the conversation with the chimney sweep. I really enjoyed making that video. So I hope that one is very helpful to you all as well. And until Thursday, take care, folks. I'll see you soon.